A man who is skilled at his works will never be ignored by the world. Before kings he shall wine and dine. This is true of Mr. Tajudeen Adegboyega Akande, president of the Lagos Country Club Ikeja, a chartered accountant by profession and a highly distinguished fellow of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, who rose to the ranks through hard work, dedication, and commitment to duties. The Gallery Television took our time to have a wonderful chat personality interview with this distinguished personality and philanthropist by nature. The interview gives us insight into the world of Mr. Tajudeen Adegboyega Akande, as Mrs. Mercy Alexander, the CEO of the Gallery Television and founder of the Alexander Mercy Foundation, unravels the mystery behind the man Tajudeen Adegboyega Akande, revealing his humble background, academic career, family life, and social activities that brings pleasure to him.
Well, by profession, I'm an accountant. I earn a living by practicing accounting and business advisory services. And of course, like every serious professional, my attitude can be very serious. And of course, in realization of the fact that you cannot just run the whole day serious, you have to find a way to relax. And that is what brought me into the realm of social networking and joining club like Lagos Country Club, where we are today, which provides us with a platform that after a hectic day, you could come in and do some sports for some recreation, socialize with friends, other business executives, and generally, have a relaxed atmosphere to take away the pressure and the tension for the day.
Now, sir, as an individual successful man, how was your upbringing like?
Rough.
The gallery wants to know much about the rough aspect of it.
I was born in Lagos, Yaba, precisely on Queen Street in Alagomeji. And of course, I started my early education here in Lagos, some back street school in Iwaya, Yaba. And my parents were, of course, struggling to make ends meet. And like most parents of those days, they had many of us. We were 9 siblings.
Wow.
Had to struggle through government school and all that. And after that, moved to the boarding house for secondary education. And all those two, you have to struggle. My dad had to struggle to take care of all of us, plus cousins and children of his own brothers, sisters, and all that, which is the African way of togetherness and all that. So, in a way, it was a life of children, your food is ready and you have to sit and you have to compete with who could eat faster and who is smart enough to dodge a piece of meat.
Okay.
Well, those were good training that prepared me for life in the boarding house. Because in the boarding house, it's everybody to himself. You are not smart, you're going to suffer. You have to start by being the servant of a senior, which is a motivation in itself. As discouraging as it is, every junior boy looks forward to being a senior boy. And you start being an acting big man from Form 3, well, it used to be Form 1 to Form 5 in our days. And by the time you get to 4, life is good. then you get to 5, and you look forward to going to the university.
Okay.
And going to the university for me was about the easiest thing. And I said that when you compare with what is happening today, I hear children write JAM 4, 5, 6, 7 times. Then they still have to come and, please, do you know who knows who to know who that will know somebody?
To get into the higher institution.
Before admission can be secured. In my own time, you write the JAM, you throw away your pen, and just wait for when you get news that the result is released. Result is released, you go to Oxford Street, as it was called then, it's there on the wall. You look through the wall, your name is there, and that's it. That's what I said about this. In 2 weeks' time, the official letter will come through the post. Today's night post. So from Yaba to Ilorin for secondary education, Omoaron, and to Benin for university, right? After that, to the then rivers, which is this rivers and Bayelsa. It used to be rivers alone then. Port Harcourt for youth service, and I started my working career there in Port Harcourt and moved back to Lagos. And I've remained in professional practice
Since then. Despite your achievement in life, how do you relate with people from different walks of life? Do you sometimes relate with them on any level you met with them?
Of course. Like I said, I am a person that I've seen it all. From you eat what you get to you can eat whatever you want, even if they have to go to the moon to bring it. So when I see people, no matter your circumstances, I can relate with it. Because my journey through life has taken me through all those phases. Has taken me through all those phases. I have absolutely no reason, no feeling of, class distinction when I relate with people. In fact, my approach to life is conditioned by those experiences. Before I would do something, luxurious, my brain will remember, that half of the cost of that luxury item will possibly take care of maybe 10, 20 other people.
Okay.
And that informs my decision, many of the times. So for me, I'm home. I've lived through soaking gari and
wow, that's what I want.
in the morning before going to work, right? And I've lived through, by 15th, 16th of the month, looking for money to borrow to live
to work.
And I've lived through, I can write any check, sign any check, no matter the value that is in it, right? So it's
just you.
Both sides of life. I can see it, I can feel it in my head, I can feel it inside me. I only look back and say, thank you, God.
Wow. What are your happy and worst moments? Would you love to share it with us?
Worst moments? I don't know. Yeah, I would say there have been few instances of, okay, these are sad moments, but to begin to agree which one is really worse, I'm not sure I could pin one.
Okay.
And there have been so many happy moments. You see, my upbringing and training also conditions that. When I was growing up, my parents, my mother in particular, have this saying, when things are rough, she will always tell you, Yeah, that rose is very good, but there are thorns on it. And that you should never expect life to go very smooth. There will be times of ups and downs, and that for every cloud, the sun will always shine.
Yeah.
So when there are rough moments, I always just see it as a passing phase. And when there are smooth moments and it's going on and on, I get very hedgy. Because I say, okay, if it's going up, it can only come down again. So I get very hedgy. I'm waiting for that tipping point, you know. And if something suddenly happens, rather than make me sad, I say, okay, that's it. It can only go up again.
So those are the happy moments.
Yeah, so
I was expecting you to like sometime, me for example, there's some, if I'm opportune to be in such program I've been at, I think I'll have one worst moment that I really want to talk about, and also one happy moment that I'll never forget.
there are so many happy moments. There are so many happy moments. Let me give you an instance. When my daughter was graduating in the UK, you see, she is one child that is quite serious, quite determined, you know. In fact, everything that I see in me, I see in her. And after some time, she had some health challenges and was struggling. But eventually, by the time she finishes her degree, she got very disappointed with the grade. The disappointment arising from she was sick on the exam, and they had assured her she would rewrite it. But eventually, when the case was made, they said no. Having attended, they wouldn't allow
her to rewrite it.
And she got very unhappy. So I had to use all kind of diplomacy, experience, you know, to talk her into looking at the positive side of life.
Brighten out.
So she took up the challenge and enrolled for a postgraduate diploma. And she made it a distinction.
Good.
And went for a master's and made a distinction. You see, at the convocation, you know, as they were rolling by, they called the names, and you go walk through the hall, have a handshake with the vice chancellor. And after names upon names upon names, right, in London, then the name of your daughter came out. And you see the emphasis of, with a distinction, the whole hall rose in applause. So you see, because you will have called like 30 people one distinction. And you are sitting in that hall, the parent of that child. You know, it was quite emotional. You know.
So now I was able to get you. God, now
that was quite a happy moment. That's okay.
The sad one was when she was sick, and later she had to.
The sad one was not really when she was sick, because I know her capabilities. I know that was not reflective. I don't know whether to say when my father died.
Oh, that means you were so close to him.
Which was some 37 years ago.
Wow.
Or when my mother died 2 years ago.
So that means you're really sad.
Those periods, very distinct, but almost the same feeling. When my father died, I was too young. Well, not too young, I was about 18, but the first out of 10 children.
Wow.
I was just about, so you can, and we're just like that. 18, 16, 14, 12, 10. See, the last one that was just 2 years old. When the and now, 35 years down the line, my mother died. The feeling was different because you have a feeling, okay, I've been able to do everything
for mama,
you know, that a child can do for a parent to her, you know, whatever you can think of. But all the same, she was my most trusted
friend,
confidant, the first person I want to discuss any issue with, or the only person I could discuss what I don't want to discuss with anybody with.
Now I want us to do something so interesting. I know you're a chartered accountant, and you know, me for example, I really don't, you know, fancy the banking sectors because I understand what you guys do there.
So that's
so that's by the wayside. Now let's talk about the beautiful time, the first date with your wife. How did you meet her? You met her on roadside. You met her when you in the school. Well, how was the meeting? And when you saw her, you just feel this woman is going to be the right one. We're going to end up as beautiful couple.
You're taking something out of what we're keeping in the cooler for the right time.
Good.
Yeah. Well, let me put it. We met in the course of work.
Work, like?
Work. She was the staff of an hotel.
Okay.
You know, Gateway Hotel to be precise. And I had gone to do some work, so as a consultant, I was lodging there. And of course, when we go to work, I was actually managing the branch of a bank in Ijebu then, you know. That was when the whole Federal Savings Bank was being converted to FSB International. So we were the consultants that handled the transition. So I posted to that branch as the branch manager to take over from those whole staff. So I was lodging in the hotel for maybe 7-8 weeks. And once I get back from office in the hotel, you know, every evening, you know, you go for dinner and the staff, hi. I was so young, you know, that compared with many, you know, people you see, professionals that will lodge, I was so young. And I guess people, and I was too quiet. So when I just sit down there, just having my meal and quietly walk back to, I guess there must be some kind of curiosity about me. And as they say, the rest is history. God sparing our lives, there will be a full autobiography at some point in time. And you don't want to demarcate it.
Well, I will want to skip this question. Do you feel, you know, sometimes when your biography is being read loud in an event or corporate event, do you feel embarrassed or intimidating? You know what I mean? You sometimes feel it.
Well, you sort of feel, oh, is this me? You know, it's not every time you run that in your head. And when people begin to now talk, this is you, you've done this, you've done that, you did this, you are like, me? Me? You know, and it can be quite satisfying and sometimes emotional. You know, you just feel, oh, especially depending on the reaction of the audience and all that. You know, when you're doing things, you never feel you are achieving anything. You want to do more, and you want to do more, and you want to do more. No matter how many times you stop to take stock of what have I achieved, it's like chasing money.
Yeah.
You started earning a few hundreds of naira, you know, then you became 1,000. Then you look forward to when you have your first 10,000. and you start saving, and you say, okay, one day when you have your first million, and it come to pass, then you say, oh, you set the target 1 million, okay. Let me see when I will hit my first 10 million.
Yeah.
Then it will be 100 million, and that's it. The same way you say you want to have a degree, you had a degree, then you say, oh no, you want to have in another discipline, you want to have masters, you want to have this qualification, you want to be a chartered accountant, and when you get that, the next thing you are looking forward to being a fellow. And when you become a fellow, you say, what next? Right? So that is why you will not ordinarily, on a day-to-day, appreciate what you have achieved until you begin to. It's been read, and you say, okay, this is me. That's fine.
Not yet.
And that is not always fine sometimes, until you listen to your own being read and you listen to another one, and you can see the difference.
It's true.
You know, that's it.
Wow, I love the way you choose to.
Yeah, you just have
now,
to.
Sir, you work as the president of Lagos Country Club presently. How do you relax at your leisure time?
You see, it's like my day now has become like doing a job and doing another job, doing a job in the day, doing a job in the evening. And I'm like someone who actually works 24 hours. 24/7, 24 hours in a day, 7 days in a week. Yes, we are supposed to come here to relax, and you can see if you look around the club now, people are relaxing. People are having fun, playing games, drinking beer, you know, barbecue and all that. But within that environment, there will be disorderliness if some people are not saddled with the responsibility to administer, you know, our relationship, to order our life. So at some point in time, on a rotational basis, some people must take that saddle, must take the challenge of leadership. And leadership always comes with sacrifices. So, yes, it makes you busy, while others are relaxing, having fun, you are working. Everything they are doing there, you know, you have papers to sign, you have authorization to do. Even when they fight, they bring it to you. You have to be the one to settle it. So 10, 11 o'clock, people are so happy going home. You are so tired. You more or less crawl to your car. You want to sleep. So how do I manage that? It's what I call listening to your body. I try to understand my system. I know when I feel like go, 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 go. And I know when I have that feeling of, oh, boy, slow it down. And of course, naturally, I'm like a person that doesn't settle for better. Not even good. I don't want to settle for better. So it's like tasking yourself to go for the best. I'm more like a perfectionist. So I'm always, you know, more or less you want to do everything yourself. You have asked people to do things for you. You are also shadowing them. But of course, I'm not a person that micromanages per se. So within even those periods that you feel like you need to slow it down, I still push. Then it gets to the next level of, oh boy, you need to respect yourself. And when that happens, I learn to shut down and I'm off. It could be 1 day, it could be 2 days, it could be 3 days. I shut it down and I take a break, you know, and I revitalize. You know, that's it.
Despite his busy schedule, Mr. Tajudeen tries to keep updated with his social life as he loves pleasures and sports like wrestling and table tennis.
I'm already playing with the master now. Empty business. Hey,
He loves hanging out with his friends, relatives and members of the Lagos Country Club Ikeja. Mr. Tajudeen's humble personality has truly endeared him to the people as he relates and interacts with various people at all levels of the society.
On an event. So next time, please. Spend 5 minutes. My president, no, don't worry. Thank you.
Indeed, it was a nice time out with this unique personality of Mr. Tajudeen Adegboyega Akande, President of the Lagos Country Club, Ikeja.
I was told you were former chairman of this section, the table tennis section. So, how was it during your time?
Well, of course, during the 3 years I was chairman here.
2 years?
3.
3, okay.
It was every day was like a day of celebration. Bubbling with action, both in the playing hall and in the lounge. Sporting activities, social activities were going pari passu on a regular basis. We had regular sponsors, and this was going with infrastructure development. Our changing room was upgraded, modernized. This spectators gallery, even the floor, although this was recently changed, the floor. So we had all those developments in terms of our infrastructure. The conviviality, the goodwill that we had generated a lot of traffic. Every Friday it was party. And of course the last Friday of the month, when there used to be the environmental of course last Friday of the month
It's always
till mommy calls. And of course some kind good memories.
okay. Anyway, it was really nice having a chat, a good evening with you. From the evening to the night out, so it was really nice. Really appreciate the time you gave us to be here with you. All my viewers out there, it was really nice having you guys to join us on this wonderful adventure. What a president of Lagos Country Club. Do not touch that down. I still remain your host, Mercy Alexander, on the gallery. Bye.